Pledge. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All village board members present. Anything on the page, check your phone, make sure it's muted. First order of business, we have a couple of public hearings. I'll entertain a motion to open the public hearing to consider amending chapter 120 of the buildings, unsafe buildings of the general code. Moved by trustee Simpson, second. Second by trustee Violi. All those in favor? Aye. Any public comment regarding the unsafe buildings change to the general code? Aaron, anything to add?
No, really the big things out of this, the highlights are adding some language. It's already in the state fire code. It just helps pull it together when it's in our own personal code as well. And we have added one section that if we do end up in a situation, the code official or the police department can authorize the board up instead of having to wait potentially an entire month for the board to authorize it. So those are the real changes.
Questions from the board? Entertain a motion to close the public hearing. So moved by trustee McGowan, second. Second by trustee Broadbent. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Entertain a motion to adopt the proposed local law regarding unsafe buildings, chapter 120. Moved by trustee Simpson, second. Second by trustee Broadbent. Discussion? It's roll call vote. Trustee Violi?
Aye.
Trustee Broadbent?
Aye.
Trustee McGowan?
Aye.
Trustee Simpson?
Aye.
And I'm an aye. Thank you. Entertain a motion to open the public hearing to consider amending chapter 110, the brush, grass, and weeds dumping of the general code. Moved by trustee Broadbent, second.
I'll second.
Second by trustee Violi. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Anyone wishing to comment on the grass, weeds dumping? Aaron, quick rundown?
Quick rundown is that it's gotten to the point where people are utilizing us as their mowing company. That's not acceptable for the village to be doing that. So what we've done is added a scale to the fee side of things. So basically the mowing part, first offense is going to be a $50 fee. The second and third is a $150 fee. Fourth is a $250 fee, and the fifth time for the year will be a $500 fee for the mowing side. And the trash is going to be, the first offense for the year will be a $100 fee. Second is going to be a $250. Let's see here. I got to make sure I got all my information sit right here. Every read it. Goes up to $500 and $750.
Questions?
I just have,
Go ahead.
how successful is the collecting of that?
Well, the way that's set up, that if they don't pay, it goes on their taxes. So
Is that the,
once,
is it the majority? Do the majority pay?
I'd actually probably have to talk to James and Kevin more over that. We send them out and we're kind of moving on to the next case, let's put it that way.
Okay.
I'm hoping that this gets people, at least if they see this, to get them to take care of their properties.
Okay.
I think this law stems, and we've talked about it 100 times. Really, the village should not be in the business of mowing someone's lawn and picking up their trash. Really, and that's pretty much where this is gone.
Yeah.
Pick up your stuff and mow your lawn. Be a good neighbor. How many times I say that? It's old.
It's true.
Yeah, that's why I'm asking, because I
Yes.
think something has to be done.
Yes.
For sure.
But I don't know if you're not able to collect,
Yes.
then it's just more of the village doing the work for the people who aren't taking care of
Yep.
it.
Are they aware of, ahead of time of the?
Yes, so the grass, the way that the code is written, high grass, you're issued one notice a year, calendar year, and we give them ample time.
sometimes snowbirds leave a little bit early. They might leave in October, so we tell them, call us and let us know. So
Okay.
It's the last thing we wanna do is have to do this, but it's there when we need to.
entertain a motion to close the public hearing. Moved by trustee McGowan, second.
Second.
Second by trustee Broadbeck, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Entertain a motion to adopt the local law amending chapter 110 for brush grass ordinance. So, moved by trustee Simpson, second.
I'll second.
Second by trustee McGowan. It's a roll call vote. Trustee Violi?
Aye.
Trustee Broadbeck?
Aye.
Trustee McGowan?
Aye.
Trustee Simpson?
Aye.
And I'm aye. Two more. Entertain a motion to open the public hearing to consider amending chapter 278, the trees, dead or diseased tree removal on public domain as well as private property. Moved by trustee McGowan, second.
Second.
Second by trustee Violi. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. What do you got for us, Aaron?
The only real change on this is instead of going all over everybody's property, we will be focusing on private property within the village's right of way. I think we've had conversation about this in the past a little bit. We are not tree specialists. I don't know if I can identify a lot of trees myself, but we've got some guys there that probably don't know the difference between an oak and a pine, let's put it that way. And then for someone to determine if it's diseased or not in somebody's backyard or someone's back 40, we are not the professionals on that. It's either we keep it in the right-of-way area where we can get the DPW to take a look and kind of create a general consensus, or we're gonna have to put an arborist somewhere to point out all these issues. I think it would be easiest and probably best for us to just focus on the village's right-of-way.
Question? Entertain a motion to close the public hearing. Moved by trustee Simpson, second by trustee Violi. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Entertain a motion to adopt the proposed resolution for local law chapter 278 regarding the trees.
So,
Moved by trustee Broadbeck, second by trustee Violi. It's a roll call vote. Trustee Violi?
Aye.
Trustee Broadbeck?
aye.
Trustee McGowan?
Aye.
And trustee Simpson?
Aye.
And I'm an aye. And finally, entertain a motion to open the public hearing to consider amending the general code to include legislation regarding camping on public property. Moved by trustee Broadbeck, second.
Second.
Second by trustee McGowan. All's in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. We've actually had issues, people trying to, so this addresses that, correct, Aaron?
Yes, that is the intent of this. So this is a brand new section, basically. It's been pulled from multiple states. We kind of picked different parts of it, and the goal is to try to clear that out, and if possible, if we have to, there's, grounds to be able to remove these things and take care of them.
Question?
I was just glad to see that there's a part in here about attempting to offer assistance.
We always, and I know that the police department as well, that's always our goal, is to try to help people seek assistance. However, there are times that there are folks that don't want assistance.
Right.
So,
Yes, sir.
Whose responsibility is it to enforce it? Is it code enforcement or the police department?
the way it's written, it actually says code enforcement can, the local police department can, as well as the state police and sheriff's department.
Entertain a motion to close the public hearing.
So,
Moved by trustee Violi, second. Second by trustee Simpson. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Entertain a motion to adopt the local law to amend the general code to include legislation regarding camping on public property.
So,
Moved by trustee Broadbeck, second.
Second.
Second by trustee McGowan. It's a roll call. Trustee Violi?
aye.
Trustee Broadbeck?
aye.
Trustee McGowan?
Aye.
Trustee Simpson?
Aye.
And I'm an aye. Okay, that's it for the public hearings. Next up, the report of officers and committees. We're gonna ask Laura to come forward and talk to us for the St. Lawrence County Chamber first.
Thank you, Mayor. I have a handout for everyone, gives you an update on what the county chamber's been up to. We sit around, eat bonbons all the time, we're just hanging out.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Yep, we started an ambassador group in Massena a couple weeks ago. And we've had a good turnout with it, so we're very excited about that. Those people will help us reach out to businesses, make sure that the businesses are getting the assistance that they need from the chamber. If they want to join the chamber, they will help them do that. It's just an extra people on there, people who actually know the businesses in Massena, which will be good. I wanted to invite everyone here to the business after hours that we're having next Tuesday, May 27th from 5 to 7 at the Grist Mill Brewery. It's $10 at the door, and Bill and Sue are wonderful hosts and are always eager to see everyone come in. We also have our tourism dinner that's scheduled for Wednesday, June 4th, from 5 to 8 at the Freight House in Ogdensburg, and we cordially invite all of you to attend that. We have Dairy Festival coming up in Canton, June 6th and 7th. June 21st is Barbecue in Ogdensburg, and we're having the community-wide garage sales in Massena on June 28th and 29th. And we already have some people ready to sign up for that. It's an interactive map, so we put their information on the map, they can access it on their phone, people can go directly to their house, and no paper involved, and no fuss, no muss.
Awesome.
So you can read all about what we're doing in tourism and what we're doing in the chamber at our events report. And if you have any questions, I'll be here the rest of the night, so.
Okay.
Okay?
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
very much.
Thank you for inviting me.
Thanks for coming. On to committee reports. Treasurers, Kevin.
Everybody?
Hi, Kevin.
Number one, the table showing the 24-25 summary is kind of getting closer to where it should be for year end, but you will probably see some changes just because of the accruals, but this is kind of a good snapshot with 1 month to go of how things are looking. Projections, I've been handed out to everybody, board as well as the department heads. Number three, we made a bond payment on the water treatment plant upgrade. It was due April 15th. Total was $224,900, and this is scheduled to be paid off in full October of 2026, so we're almost done with that. But again, this only impacts the water fund. But, number four, made another bond payment and interest on a hydrovac truck and the street sweeper, $9,675 and $535.50 respectively. Number five, our sales tax payment from the county was in the amount of $572,542. It's up about 7.1% from last year. To date, we have received $1,785,382, which the same period last year was $1,728,131. So we're up about $57,251, or 3.3% compared to year-to-date last year. The last payment, I won't know until end of July, which is what I accrue for the year end, so we'll know then. Tonight there is the re-levy resolution, $594,728.81. It's slightly different, down from $15,000 from last year, but they usually run very similar year to year. Number seven, the county real property office is, I believe, getting close to printing tax bills, I think. I received an email this morning saying to be expecting it here soon. So I should have everything, all the electronic files to me probably this week. The final tax rates listed as Village of Massena, $17.342767. West Massena is $23.123,689, and Norfolk is $20.403243 per thousand, respectively. They may still differ slightly, but I think by now it should be pretty well solid. If there's any court order changes going through, challenges, those kind of things for assessments, that can come late, but I haven't heard of any. So we should be her about getting some numbers for the town of Louisville. She doesn't have them yet, she won't have them until around July. I had one person this morning asking me, that they're looking to buy a house in the village, up in town of Louisville section, and assessment was double, and what's the tax bill gonna be? I don't know. I said, I won't know until we have some more numbers, one would be the total assessments. I said, I can do some rough calculations to estimate once that happens.
If you go by the information that they sent out, mine roughly doubled, maybe a little bit less, and theoretically, my town of Louisville taxes are going down by about $400.
It's all formula based, so if you stay very close to the tax cap, your assessments go up, the tax rate's gotta go down. So, that's like, I can't project anything yet, it's on the clerks to do those kind of things, when the time comes, but, so she said around July, she would probably have a roll that I could, get some numbers from to start kind of having that ready to see the answers. Last thing I have is number 8, the budget amendment from the DPW superintendent, looking to utilize unspent funds, in this year's budget to do some of the additional paving projects that you're seeing around the village. There's $40,500 that he wants to utilize from the listed accounts. And amounts.
I'll entertain a motion for that budget amendment.
So,
Moved by trustee Simpson, second. Second by trustee Brewer. They start at North Main. The deputy clerk will be very happy with the drive home. It'll be much smoother. And I'm amazed that they're doing the whole thing. I mean, just, it's a top coat, and it'll last for X amount of time, but I'm impressed that they've done that much. I don't know if I haven't been over on East Orvis. Did they hit that section?
Tore up.
Okay, so that means that's coming.
All I've heard is, thank you.
Yeah.
I already know that today.
I said, you know,
Yeah.
hopefully it lasts a while, but.
Yeah, it's. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion. Thank you, Kevin.
That's all I have.
Next up, code enforcement. Okay.
I met with Aaron and you as his staff, and we had a good discussion about a couple of different things. I guess the first thing I want to bring up is there's, and I think you might know about it, Mayor, I think Aaron included this. There's one property owner in the village who decided not to allow the fire department to do fire inspections. So he's following the code. They pulled their certificate of occupancies and there's a fine. And last I knew, as of last week, it was what, $72,000? I was just wondering, have you heard from this individual?
No. There's another one that we're going through the same thing on, they were in the office today.
Yeah. So, and this is that code that we put in a few years ago, because I was looking at some numbers with my employment, I was able to look at some of that. Really, we're trying to stop people from dying in fires, is what this is aimed to do. And they really got to allow the firefighters in and to do their fire inspections to make sure it's at least safe. So,
You can say the majority of the landlords have been great to deal with,
Right.
especially our local.
and this individual or this company is not a local company. So, and I see it's on the agenda, and we did talk about it, and when trustee Peets was here with me, when we were on the DPW committee, we talked about cleanup. And then a lot of their issue in the spring is the cleanup issue. People still think it's cleanup time. And maybe we need to think about, again, is it's not so much the voucher, it's like scheduling, right, with the DPW, and I know we discussed this last year, is you make an appointment with the DPW, and this Wednesday, when they're out picking brush, this is the day they're coming to pick your stuff. I don't know where we want to go with that, but I think that would help alleviate some of the stuff that's going on in spring. So I don't know if we want to do that. I know we talked.
Marty did come up with a solution in terms of getting the vouchers out to people, rather than having them come pick it up. Also, I think it's kind of, I guess I call it the middle of the road, what you guys are thinking.
was just an idea, right? You call, hey, can you come get my stuff this week? That's it. It was just an idea we were kicking around.
Sure.
I would like to add to that, because I was thinking about the fact that if you do have people who have no means to bring a couch or something like that out to, right, dispose of it, then the cost to the village of getting that and then putting it on there, you know what I mean, like, it's such a circular thing.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it would be worth comparing the two costs, what it used to cost to go around and pick up the collections versus what's going on now, just because I do think that there may be more people than we are aware of that just don't even have the means to do that. They don't have a vehicle or anyone that can, so then they just put it in their yard, and then it stays there, and then it becomes a shipper problem, right?
Absolutely.
Cost is, like, I had, I don't want to jump ahead.
Oh, no.
But I had a meeting with Marty this week, and, that's one of the things we talked about, and, you know, I asked him about the difference between picking up from the curb and the vouchers, and he said it's exorbitantly more to have a trash pickup in.
Yeah, okay,
Like exorbitant more,
Okay.
because he said the crews are then,
right,
basically that whole
yes,
2 weeks is basically picking up trash, because then everybody dumps
yes,
everything,
Yes.
you know,
yes,
so,
okay.
and, I have a copy of the voucher here, the new one.
Yep, I got it.
I don't think anybody has, pass it around. Actually, Nick and Debbie,
Kind of look at it.
came up with that.
I didn't mean to
idea.
jump, so,
Just a
Are
little
you done?
bit.
I'm sorry.
well, do you have any more code stuff here? I just wanted,
We're
I just
busy.
figured we would chit chat about
Okay.
those two big topics. No, you're good, and I'm sure Aaron will add, it's grass season.
Oh, yeah.
So,
We're over 400 violations already in the year, and we're not even in June, so.
yeah, that's all I had for codes. Anyways, great.
Okay, DPW, Marty was excused tonight. Marty was assaulted at the DPW today by a town resident upset over their water being shut off. So the individual refused to pay the bill, but then finally paid it. He went to the emergency room to get checked up. He was fine. I talked with him. He went home, so he's excused. That's all the information I have right now. But I do know the individual was arrested. So, yeah, so that's why Marty's not here.
That's unacceptable.
Yeah, we'll talk more about it later.
Okay.
So, David, anything, DPW?
Yeah, I guess I can pick up from,
Sure.
the trash pickup. So this form here, if anybody wants to look at it, actually Nikki Devian, she came up with this idea and she drafted this whole thing out. It's a great idea. It's actually gonna be mailed with the water and sewer bill. So it's not an extra cost. And I just thought it was a good idea. There's no extra postage required. And they will take this with them, and it'll have, they'll have to take the actual statement for the bill, and that will signal to the people at the transfer station who it is that's their voucher.
By way of announcement, cleanup dates will be August 25th through August 30th. And we'll keep doing more of a media blitz, but in essence, it'll be attached to your water bill. And you'll need to make sure you have your water bill for the months of July to August 2025. That's your ticket in. Commercial accounts of residents not serviced by the village refuse are not allowed, so it's only just the village residents serviced by our garbage picked up. There was something in here else that I can't remember. If you own multiple units, you are to contact the DPW and they'll give you instructions on what to do. So we'll keep putting this out there. You can also, any questions, call the DPW, or you can go to our website and see what else we have. That's all the information. comment away on this, so everybody knows it's, I think it's a good idea.
As far as what else is going on, of course, there's a lot of spring cleanup going on, the paving, I drove on Main Street today, it was amazing. I didn't have to slow down once. Veterans Park is continuing to work on that, it won't be done by Memorial Day.
It looks great.
But it looks nice, they're doing a really good job up there. Two of the dump trucks broke down this week. And so they're rescheduling the schedule, they're going to 4 10s instead of 5 days a week again, because they got to figure out what to do with those dump trucks right now. And then working on fire hydrants, there's a few that have leaks. That's what I got.
Economic community development, it's community of the whole, Laura, kind of updating on a few things going on.
Maybe about, I think we all know the Stewarts, right?
Oh, yeah, Stewart's is next official.
So that'll be good, and she's going across, well, Alfie's is going across the road to
Yep.
Stewart's, which is great, and maybe somebody will pick up that little building next to Lippizar's shop.
Yeah,
as well.
for sure, for sure. Emergency services,
There's a couple items that are coming up later on, otherwise it's, working on contracts, meeting with rescue on the 28th. Kind of let them know where we're sitting at with E5, but we're also negotiating with, there's a lot of contracts to negotiate. That's about all I can say.
yeah, same, so for negotiations, we're in the midst of negotiating with a couple of our unions right now, they're ongoing.
Can I just add real quick
Yep.
that our recruit down at the academy has successfully passed his basic EMT class.
Awesome.
He was finishing up his last 2 tests today, so he will be done with all his fire training. Technically, first thing tomorrow, graduation's Thursday. So
Great.
myself and firefighter team will be going down to see him.
And as a side note, I'm going down also, I was invited, but I'm going as a state reporter too, so pretty excited for the kid. It's been a long haul for him.
Yep.
Personnel, I believe we have one personnel, couple actually, an appointment and a retirement. Rec?
Yeah, okay, so, they're having a big, youth lacrosse tournament coming up on May 31st and the 1st of June, with like 150 plus Massena players and food trucks, and that'll be a big event. Soccer registration started up and they're expecting a big turnout. All of the softball leagues have started, there's approximately 32 teams. The beach will be opening on Memorial Day weekend, and the Seaway Valley Prevention Council got their grant back. So the boards will be going up. So they lost it, and then they were refunded. They have to use the money though by, I think it's June 1st. So they're going to change the messages that are in the boards that are going to be in the different parks, but rec can also use it to put any information they would like to put in them. So that's, apparently that's a go again. And that's it.
Did you mention the beach?
The beach will be
Yeah,
opening Memorial Day.
Oh, well, because we've been asked to put.
Bring your
ropes
winter
in.
coats.
Well,
Yeah.
we have our scuba stuff.
To put the ropes in, you mean?
Yeah.
And I don't know if anybody else noticed it too, rocking the rivers back again. I don't know if they talked about that yet, but I thought, I saw it in the email, so that's great.
Okay, that brings us to our initial public comment period. Anyone wishing to address the board, please do so, state your name, where you live. Anyone? Just you. Okay. All right, moving on. old business, unsafe property, 4042 Woodlawn. Excuse me, I'm just pulling up my Google folder here looking for something, that's what I let you know. Aaron, what's the update here on this property?
Unfortunately, not much of an update. After we had a brief discussion at the last board meeting, we did reach out to the property owner via email, because that's been our best communication with them. Basically saying that we really need you to come up with a game plan, get a building permit, do something, and we have not gotten a response back from them.
What's our options?
Well, really the options are is we reach out again and see if we get anything, or we start moving forward with requests for proposals to seek demolition.
What's the board, so a request for proposal to do that, that's going to take at least a month to get out and back. I think we can do the old parallel tracks again, where we're gonna start our process of getting bids to take that down. In the meantime, we'll give him a chance to stop us. And if he doesn't, then that's the route we go.
If he has a building permit by next board meeting, I'd say,
So
he has the intention.
do you want me to then formally make a request to the board tonight to seek proposals, or do you want to wait till next month's meeting where I can give you an official memo request again?
What's the board's plan?
So realistically, we've done this 3 or 4 times now, so, but I guess it really depends on who applies to tear it down and what their time frame is, right?
It takes a while.
And it takes a while,
Yeah.
because people are busy pounding nails or whatever they do for real work.
I would say,
Certainly takes longer than a month.
yeah, I would
Oh,
say,
so even if I get permission, if you give me permission tonight, it's gonna take me some time to get all the paperwork together, the documentation, make sure we get it all right, get it submitted properly. I think that maybe our best bet would be to have the bids in probably the week before, what month are we in now, May, probably before the July meeting. That way we're working like 6 to 8 weeks to give everybody an opportunity to get their bids in and try to get a few more contractors maybe bidding on it.
I'd entertain a motion to give Aaron permission to get a request for proposal to tear down the property. Moved by trustee Simpson, second. Second by trustee Brown. Anything else?
Thank you.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Thank you, and hopefully this will motivate
Yes.
them to go speak to the guys, and here's our plans, we're gonna get a building permit, and if not, another sad incident.
Okay, on to our new business, and most of these resolutions, we're basically starting our new fiscal year on June 1st. So these are most of them are all annual resolutions that we do to get us going for our new fiscal year. The first up, entertain a motion to award bids for the water treatment plant supplies for the diatomaceous earth. That would be to Mansell Associates Incorporated, $95,242.40. So moved by trustee Simpson, second. Second by trustee McDonald. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. The other one was not applicable. Next up, entertain a bid to award the bid for custodial services at the Massena Community Center. That would be for Mike Alamonte Cleaning Services. Moved by trustee Broadbent, second. Second by trustee Violi. And Monique had kind of sent us something saying that the gentleman does a really good job. Please for the services. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Next up, a proposed resolution to adopt the tax warrant. I'll entertain a motion. Moved by trustee Violi, second. Second by trustee Simpson. This would be for the current budget of $6,608,000.09. For charges for services, $37,522.10. For re-levying to water rents and charges, $157,688.69. sewer rents and charges, $176,344.93. For re-levying garbage charges, $223,173.09, for a total $7,202,737.81. Questions? It's a roll call vote. Trustee Violi. Trustee Broadman.
Aye.
Trustee McGowan.
Aye.
Trustee Simpson. And I. Next up, proposed resolution to re-levy the village taxes. Moved by trustee McGowan, second. Second by trustee Broadman. These are, will authorize the village treasurer to re-levy unpaid sewer use charges plus penalties of $176,344.93. Unpaid water charges plus penalties of $157,688.69. Unpaid trash collection. These are all the things that we can put on their taxes. And when you can't put it on their taxes, and you have to, they're not like, say, part of the water district, it usually ends up in violence when you have to shut off the water, as we saw today.
But maybe this will make the town officials come talk to us finally.
I'm sorry, did I get a, did someone, go ahead first and second on that? Oh, I did. Okay, roll call vote. Trustee Violi. Trustee Broadman. Trustee McGowan.
Aye.
Trustee Simpson. Next up, a proposed resolution for mileage allowance during fiscal year 25-26. Moved by trustee Violi, second.
Second.
Second by trustee McGowan. I believe we do whatever the IRS. Yeah, IRS is. It's a roll call vote. Trustee Violi. Trustee Broadman. Trustee McGowan.
Aye.
Trustee Simpson.
Aye.
And I am. Next up, a proposed resolution to allow for attendance at schools and conferences during fiscal year 2025 and 26.
So moved.
Moved by trustee Simpson, second. Second by trustee Broadman. And this allows us to know our guys for the training and such. It's a roll call vote. Trustee Violi. Trustee Broadman.
Aye.
Trustee McGowan. Trustee Simpson.
Aye.
Next up, proposed resolution to advance approval of claims during the fiscal year 25 and 26. Moved by trustee Violi, second by trustee McGowan. This is a roll call vote. Trustee Violi. Trustee Broadman. Trustee McGowan.
Aye.
Trustee Simpson.
Aye.
Next up, adopt our procurement policy for the fiscal year of 25 and 26. Moved by trustee Broadman, second.
Second.
Second by trustee Simpson. This also is a roll call vote, really no changes from last year, that's why I'm kind of flying through this. Trustee Violi. Trustee Broadman. Trustee McGowan.
Aye.
Trustee Simpson.
I would do the same thing, so.
And then to establish our cleanup dates procedures, we were talking about this earlier. I think it's good. I think, the dates again, August 25th through the 30th. And I know, I'll say this to kind of address your concerns. I know the DPW, when people are in need, especially the elderly, we help them. And we'll continue to do the same, because it's the right thing. So is everyone okay with this, staff, with this? Why don't we do it in a resolution? Does someone want to make a motion? Thank you. So Broadman, second?
Second.
Second by trustee McGowan. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. So again, for your water bill, you're gonna have to bring that July and August water bill, that's your ticket in. If you have multiple units, call the DPW, they'll give you instructions. This will be on our website, we'll blast it through social media, and we'll just do everything we can to make this public. All right, thank you. Next up, entertain a motion, proposed resolution to authorize the agreement with Massena Central School District for the school resource officer, July 2025 through June 2026. Moved by trustee And the district is paying the full cost of this, and so, and again, I think it's only fair. And listen, the school board and Superintendent Burke were very understanding, they're like, because they're the only taxing entity that can get all the communities that are better. And so it was a pleasure to deal with them on this.
And I know I've said it before, having a wife and a daughter that both teach, they think it's an awesome asset. So,
There's a lot of interest for a second one as well.
Yes,
And I think it's
I'd love to
because
see
of the
that.
job that our current one is doing, they're so pleased with it that they vote this.
Where are they in negotiations for that,
For the second one,
for a second one?
it wouldn't be until next year. Yeah, so they said they'd want to wait a year. I don't know if they were a little concerned about, not their budget, but I think they wanted to see how the budget plays out for the next year, because they don't want to hire someone and have to cut it. And so they wanted to wait, and it would be the same thing, that'd be, and they know that.
Well, you guys, the three of you are teachers, you see it more than the people that don't. I think it's well worth the money that the school district is spending, so.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's too bad their funds couldn't come from a different avenue, right?
I wish, whether it be federal or whether it be state, I think there should be one.
Because we get a new turf every 10 years, why couldn't we employ police officers every 10 years? But, so, I don't just,
The baseball program.
I know. Well, is grass better? Maybe, right?
Yeah, for sure. It's a roll call vote. Trustee Violi,
Aye.
trustee Brabant,
Aye.
trustee McGowan.
Aye.
Trustee Simpson.
Aye.
And aye. Next up, proposed resolution to authorize the crossing guard agreement with Massena Central School District. Entertain a motion.
So moved.
Moved by trustee Simpson, second. Second by trustee Brabant. Same thing, there's a total amount that they're willing to pay, and Kevin did the cost for us. We aren't even coming close to what they would never top out, let's put it that way. Because some of them are taking New York State retirements. Again, it's an even split, so.
Well, it's a great benefit, right? They all had kids that crossed the road when they were little. I think it's great.
Is that a new thing though, that they went from 6 to 3, the district?
So, we used to do 6, and the village paid for it all.
Okay.
And Mr. Brady was the superintendent, and one of the first things we said is we're only paying for 3. If you want 3 more,
Okay,
and they said, okay.
okay.
Again, fair.
So that's
Yep,
what
that's right.
Yeah, so it's 3, there's still 6, we pay for 3.
Yeah, I was a little confused about that.
Yep, okay.
Yeah, this is a roll call vote. Trustee Violi,
Aye.
trustee Brodman,
Aye.
trustee McGowan,
Aye.
trustee Simpson.
Aye.
And I'm an aye. Next up, a proposed resolution to approve the agreement with Train for inspection and maintenance of DPW.
So,
Moved by trustee Violi, second.
Second.
Second by trustee Brodman. It's a roll call vote. Trustee Violi,
aye.
trustee Brodman,
Aye.
trustee McGowan.
Aye.
Trustee Simpson.
Aye.
Next, I'd like a motion, resolution to authorize us to issue a request for proposals for employee contract negotiations. This is kind of a preliminary, just in case our negotiations go from a formal to an informal setting, informal to a formal setting, excuse me. We have someone in mind that we've used before, whether it be for, we've got a couple open contracts.
So,
Moved by trustee Violi, second.
Second.
Second by trustee Brown. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Next, entertain a motion to appoint Dave Maynard as the water department meter reader, permanent. Moved by trustee McGowan, second. Second by trustee Simpson. All those in favor?
aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Next up, entertain a motion to authorize the emergency repair and or securing of the unsafe building location 39 Spruce Street. Moved by trustee Broadbent, second.
Second.
Second by trustee Simpson. Aaron, anything to add?
This was the property, there was a fire there a while back. The property owner did start the securing process, and I had a neighbor reach out to me a couple weeks ago, basically said that this individual
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Next up, entertain a motion to authorize emergency repair and or securing of unsafe building at 34 Douglas Road.
So moved.
Moved by trustee Broadbent, second. Second by trustee McGowan. Same thing, Aaron?
Same, well, minus the fire, it's been an abandoned property, it's getting run down, they are back considerably on taxes. We secured the one across the road a couple months ago, if you remember, we approved that, trying to get this neighborhood taken care of, so. Like, they'll get secured. The Water Street crosses, Storvis,
Yeah.
straight up the hill.
Yeah.
It's too bad, there's some nice, like every neighborhood, there's some nice houses, and you get the sore spot. I
He's
just
trying to stop the bleed a little bit right
feel
now.
bad for the rest of the community that lives there.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Next up, entertain a motion for proposed resolution to authorize the agreement for the rescue squad coverage at Massena International Airport.
So moved.
Moved by trustee Broadbent, second.
Second.
Second by trustee Neal. Basically just says they have to be on call.
They're always on. And also, I was gonna ask you, and
Right.
there's no compensation either, right?
No,
It's just a point that if there's something coming in, you're gonna dispatch them, they'll stand by,
I
right?
believe it's an FAA requirement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is a roll call vote. Trustee Violi?
Aye.
Trustee Broadbent?
Aye.
Trustee McGowan?
Aye.
Trustee Simpson?
Aye.
Nine. Next up, we'll entertain a motion to authorize the agreement with WellNow Urgent Care for PC for occupational health services. So, moved by trustee Simpson, second.
Second.
Second by trustee McGowan. This is for
Physicals.
Our physicals, yes, which is actually coming at a really good time. Forgot to mention earlier, it looks like the rescue squad's got 12 new members and an application coming in for this next month's meeting. And the volunteer fire department also has a couple new volunteers that are looking to get in. We need to be able to get them in for physicals, so this is coming at a really good time for us.
Yes,
Talk about it Monday.
all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Next up, proposed resolution to authorize a 2-year agreement with H3 Designs for branding and identity. Who's ours? Trustee Broadbent, second? Second by trustee Simpson. This is for Jason Hendricks. Does a great job. It's a roll call vote. Trustee Violi?
Aye.
Trustee Broadbent?
Aye.
Trustee McGowan?
Aye.
Trustee Simpson?
Aye.
And aye. Next up, I'll entertain a motion to accept the notice of retirement of Phil Furnace from the Joint Rec Maintenance effective May 31st, 2025. Moved by trustee Simpson, second. Second by trustee McGowan. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Bill's a good guy, he's
Yeah.
trying to be nice over there.
Authorization, entertain a motion for authorization to advertise for one full-time joint rec maintenance employee.
So moved.
Moved by trustee Broadbent, second. Second by trustee McGowan. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Last item of business, the discussion authorization to rebuild the water chlorination system. Marty sent us a memo, I think it was for like $7,500. They were hoping it would last, but it's just until the rebuild, and it's not. He's got another, he's water. Yep. Entertain a motion? So moved by trustee Simpson, second.
Second.
Second by trustee Powell. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Voucher warrants.
I would like to make a motion to approve the voucher warrants.
So,
Second by trustee Simpson. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Monthly reports, I think we, firefighters and Cody got the numbers, the rescue squad, police department, Cody gave us the numbers, once again, a really busy, time for them. The Explore Massina's in there as well. Communications and correspondence, I do have one thing. There is the Memorial Day Parade. That lineup is at 10:45 at Sacred Heart, starts at 11. They're gonna end at Veterans Memorial Park.
Just the one side's done, I'm not sure how that or not, but it's okay.
I wish it would have been done, but
They've done great work, and I think everyone can see how nice it's actually going to be. So that's going to be there.
also, I sent an email, I just wanted to remind everyone. I can't go on June 11th, 11 a.m. Salvation Army is dedicating their kitchen. Can someone go for us? If you can't, I can ask Monique.
I saw your email, I'll double check my work schedule, if I can do, I'll just let everybody know.
Okay.
Maybe there's more than one of us that can go.
Yeah, that's right, because he wants to say a few words.
I jump in my geometry region, so I have a real.
I'll prioritize.
What time is it?
It starts at 11 a.m. Good.
We also got correspondence today, just before we,
Oh, yes, and that was,
Okay,
that was
you
going
want
to
to say
be.
something? Okay.
Greg, if you want.
Yeah, so, this is from our former trustee, Shilin Pete's and Darren as well, her husband. I'll read this out for you. As many as you know, our family suffered a tragic loss when our two-story garage was destroyed by fire in the early morning hours of May 13th. This garage was an extended living area of our home that housed an extensive sports memorabilia collection that my husband, Darren, had amassed over a 40-year span. It was an enviable man cave to friends, families, and passerbys. We held many social gatherings and family celebrations in the building. The upper level stored our precious family heirlooms, including items belonging to her mother, who passed away in January of this year, as well as items from their childhood and our children's relics carefully packed away and passed down to the next generation. In addition, we lost a vehicle belonging to my late father-in-law. This loss has been devastating and profound to our family as we sort of move on from that. However, tragic as this loss is, we're extremely thankful to the first responders of the Massena Volunteer Fire Department and the Massena Police Department. Firstly, to Massena Police Department, who ensured that we were safe and calm, that everyone was out of the house, including our animals, and assisted with traffic flow. Sean Hatch, McCartney Countryman, and other officers on the scene did a tremendous job. Massena Volunteer Fire Department and Chief Tom Miller did an amazing job fighting the fire. Not only did they save our house, but also surrounding trees and the shed. To see these men in action without hesitation, putting their lives on the line, is inspiring. To Hayden St. Hilaire, our neighbor who unequivocally saved our lives. Our house is a mere 6.5 feet from our garage, the head of our bed that is on that wall. We had no operational smoke detectors in our bedroom. The garage was fully engulfed in flames when Hayden, after many frantic attempts, alerted us of the fire. Had he not come upon this and not been successful in waking us, I have no doubt the outcome would have been much different, and I would not be ready to express my gratitude. Really proud of Hayden. I'm sure you're as proud as I am of the job well done, and every day was compelled to share about this. That's really nice. Okay, with that, and a closing public comment, anyone wishing to address the board? I do have a need for executive session. Executive session to enter into possible contract with a private entity for a sale of property, and also to discuss the employment status of a current employee. I'll entertain a motion for executive session.
So
Moved by trustee Simpson, second. Second by trustee Viola. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. There will not be any action after. Thanks, everyone.